Okay, so I thought that we would start with what these drawings are and how we use them and how they show up in our model and also how they show up in our schedules. So let's just, for example, start with this paper type S that's here. So I'm just going to go in and edit the design layer so that it'll take us into the model. And so now you can see that we have paper type S showing. This is a group. This was made as one hardscape, and then once we finalized the design, I came in and actually sliced it into segments. So these are units that would be fabricated. These little corner clippings would be done in the field, so it would come in as a whole piece. And so the way that we get these on a schedule and label is we use our record format. So let me just go to that so that you can see how this is set up. I'll drag this out here to see it better. So I think you are familiar with this, but everything uses this MMD site object ID. This is for every object in our drawing. It allows it to have an ID if it needs one. We can name it. We can call it out on a plan. We can give any specific notes. And then also we have finishes that are applied to those objects. And then down here, there is an item called paper type, and this is paper type S, so it's marked as S. So all four of these you can see are marked with an S. So that's how we get the callouts on our plan using a data tag that calls out that paper type S, so it's easy to understand. Slide this back. So I'm going to exit out of here, and we'll go back to the viewport so that I can show you how we get all these to show up, because one of the challenges is when you are dealing with stairs, you have overhang that comes from the stair above it. So I actually use data visualization to help us do this. So I'm going to go here to data visualization, and we currently have the visualization using Fabrication S. And let me give you some insight into how we do that. So I'm going to go to Edit Data Visualization, and that will take us to Fabrication S. So we've made a visualization that just defines all objects, and then we are calling out objects that use the record MMD site object ID paper type. And so when we do by value, it actually lists out all of the paper types that are here. Now I've added some paper types since I have made this, so I'll go ahead and update it so you can see what that looks like. But what this does is it allows us to only show the pavers that we want, because what we're doing is we're saying if it's paper type A, I do not want it to have a fill, I do not want it to have a pin or a texture, so it is essentially invisible. And that's what we want to do, is only show the piece in the drawing that we want to. So I'm going to go ahead and fix all of these really quickly, and it's really easy. You can just go and select them all, and go to edit, and we're going to go to none, none, and none. Okay, and we're going to apply this setting to all of these objects except paper type S. We are not going to apply it because we want to keep the Vectorworks model settings for paper type S. That's what will show up. So, and I'll just click OK, and it won't do anything because it's already out of view. But so that's how we get only paper type S to show up. And I'll just reopen this design layer so that you can see how that looks. So now you can see only paper type S is showing up in this drawing. There's no other papers that are showing up. So it did what it needed to do. We'll go ahead and exit that. And then the next thing that you have to do is we just have to crop this. So we just use the size of the paper. Check that out. And we just crop the view to the paper size so that it will give us exactly what we need. So I'll exit that. Okay, so that's how each one of these pieces are made. Same way, I rotate some of the views in the model, or sorry, in the viewport, just to get them to be aligned with our sheet, so that they're not turned at funky angles or like anything like that, so that the section drawing can be shown across, so we know what it looks like. Okay, so now we have the stair. Actually, first, I want to take you to our schedule sheet, because that can be really helpful for this too. So going back to our site object ID, this is how we use that data. So this is the identifier and the description, and then we pull quantity and the finishes that are applied to it. We then take all those finishes and it adds it up here so that we know exactly how many square feet of such finish needs to be ordered for a project. And then this is our fabrication list here. So this pulls a count of each piece and a total square feet of each of all the pieces together. And so this can be really beneficial for saying, where is, if I want to go to, let's see, we just looked at it at tread S, so let me find that in the drawing. So I can just go to select item. So again, you just select the row, you right click on the row, and you go to select item, and it will take you in your model to that unit so that you know what it is. I can do the same thing for this. So this isn't defined, but I know that S2 is the riser for S tread, just because that's the way I have it set up. So that anything with a 2 beside it is the riser for that tread. Select item, it'll take me to it. and there we have the riser. So this is a wall that is used for this. Again, this was one wall, and when I sliced the tread, I used that here. This one I've already shown with end caps because it lets me see the segments better. This one I have not, but it's easy. You can just go in. I've already segmented it, so all you have to do is select all those segments. There, you have 5 walls selected, and we can just go to both end caps. And I'm gonna just check that out. And now we can see all of the end caps that are there. Okay? All right. So now let's go look at our drawing. So let me go back to the sheet 702. All right. So this is paper type S. I've already started looking at doing paper type S2. Now, what I need to do is I need to fix this data visualization. So I'm going to go to Manage Data Visualization, and I'm going to go to S, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call this S2. And we're going to change what we apply this, and we're going to apply it to, and we're just going to uncheck the S2 so it only shows that piece. Okay. Now we're going to update that viewport. Oh, I need to reselect which data visualization I need. That would help. Now you can see it has placed this in here. Let me go in to the design layer so you can see what we have. Okay, so this is the S2 here, and the 4 segments, so you can see kind of what we are working with. And I'm going to go back to the viewport now, and we're going to clean this up. So first of all, I need to change the orientation of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this whole viewport and I'm going to turn it to the side. Okay. Now I'm going to go into my annotations, and I'm going to spin them around. Because what I do is I just copy viewports and then adjust what my criteria is, and I adjust where my crop is to get it to show up. So we kind of have the top plan view here, and the section view, which is just the section of this piece that's there. So we know what that looks like in a cross section, and then I just need like overall dimensions here on exactly what this is. So that's there. That's there. There. Now, This is just a uh, 2D object that I've drawn in. I just follow the profile that's here, and what we'll do is if you go into the design layer, and if you know a better way to do this, you're welcome to recommend, but I think this is the fastest way. We can see sort of what the height of these objects are. So this is 2 feet, so I need to make this piece bigger. So I'll go here and I'll make this piece 2 feet. No. Actually, I will just select it and I'll go here and I'll make it 2 feet. There. Looks like I have something not quite square here. There. Aha. Okay. And then we can just use the component stone. Oh, there we go. Actually, I'm going to see what I used in these other ones so it matches. Oh, these other ones are just on the object class of none, and we just used this MMD component stone HF. So we're going to use the same thing just to keep it the same. Okay. So I'm going to change this to none. Hatch MMD component stone HF right there. There. Now we have what we need for paver S2. Okay. I'm going to take this and do the next one down from that. So let's see, I'm going to go here to my plan so I know which one I need to do next. So, okay, so I need to do piece R now, piece R2, because I already have R. So let me go back to the sheet. 702. Okay. And I'm just going to use this viewport, and I'm going to copy it. So I made a copy of the viewport. We're going to call this R2. This is for piece R2. We're going to go back here to manage data visualization, and I'm going to just use this S2, and I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call it R2. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to fix our settings so that we show R2. Hit OK. Apply that new data visualization, Fabrication R2. You can see that disappeared. Now, what we need to do is go in here to edit crop because we've lost our piece. So there you go. Now you can see all the R2 pieces there. So we're just going to drag this appropriately and make sure we're aligned with our joints, and we are. So we can close the crop. And the easy thing here to do is just to select all our annotations, and we're going to move those in place. Not copy them. Oh, and I need to check the height of this piece. So I'm going to go here, back to the design layer. Let's check these pieces for their height. It is 6 inches high. So we just need to adjust this cut here to be 6 inches. You can drag this up. So, and there you go. You have that piece finished. Okay, hopefully this helps you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.